Hello, today in Model Corner we'll be looking at a Forces of Valor model, with it being the Forces of Valor Chinook HC Mk1, the Bravo November in 172 scale. This is a Chinook helicopter. As you can see, it says helicopter series on this box, ABS die-cast metal, and inside this box you'll find the model in its presentation box. And when this model is, if it's ever shipped to you, will come in another box as well. So let's start by, let's just open this box up. You want to be careful not to get the box inside, so. Now once the box is cut open, you just open it up. See, there's a bit of cardboard on top to protect the box inside. Now, turn the box over, lift it up, and here as you can see, it comes packaged. There's a couple pieces of cardboard, one on top, one on the bottom. Let's move these out of the way. See, it's got a sheet of paper around it. Again, just extra protection because they really want this model to be kept securely during transit. It's got little bits of tape on the box here, which we will remove in a sec. So to remove them, you just remove the little pieces of tape. One. And the final one before we get to look at this beautiful model. Let's take it off, and here it is. Put it down, move this out of the way. The Chinook HC Mk1 Bravo November in its presentation box. As you can see, it looks very nice. Let's get a good close-up. Look at the lovely detail you can see already from it whilst it's in its box. As you can see, it's got the scale, the Boeing Chinook HC Mk1 on the bottom. It's got some info. Look at the side. Now if we look at the back, and it tells you the features inside, such as its partial die-cast body structure, its pad print resolution details, full interior details, display stand, realistic helipad landing display, and the fact that it's got movable parts. So, overall the box is very nice, as you see, very detailed, tons of info on the box about the model. But now let's open it and have a look. As we open this up, see if we can get one of these to come open. One side, open it up. You can see here we have some instructions which we will be following, and a little data card about this particular model. Again, we will be looking at this very shortly. To gently remove it from its box to make sure we do not damage the model. So as you can see, we've switched sides for opening the box, as it is seeming to come out this side easier. Just gently pull it out of its part. And once you put that, we'll move this box out of the way and have a look at the model itself. See, it's on a little display stand here. Move this along. Underneath we have all the parts we're going to need to make the model, which we'll now get open in a sec. As we saw, the pieces were at the bottom, so now if we just pop, as I've seen, and remove some of the tape, remove the things from the sides, we should be able to lift this up, the model, and we can now see the pieces underneath which we would like to use to build the model. So let's have a look at this. I will quickly get the pieces out and then we will get to building. Okay, now we have the model open and all the pieces laid out in front of it with the instructions. So let's have a quick look at it now. You can see a lot of the detail already on this, and we will look at it even further detail once it's all fully put together. Now, let's start by opening the instructions here. So let's take off. Of course, we've got a little data card, such as like the crew, capacity, fuselage length, its actual length, a bunch of information about this Boeing Chinook HC Mark 1. And now let's get the instructions out of here. Let's move this bag out of the way. And we will be following these. So first off, we have some screws to work with, and you will want a little screwdriver to deal with that. So, see, you're going to want to unscrew it from the base it is on. So you can see a screw here and a screw here. I will now be back with you once I have unscrewed it. Okay, so now we've removed it from this base. As you can see, it has a second base which you're going to want to remove from, which you will see in the instructions. It's showing you the 3 screws you want to loosen this base from, which you see here, here, and here. So, very simply, you just want to take a screwdriver and gently unscrew it to loosen the base it is sitting on. And I will then once again cut back to you once I have loosened the base. Okay, now we have the base removed. You can see underneath all the detail of the plane. Let's see if we get a good, nice focus. I say plane, helicopter. So we've got tons of detail on this. So next step is to open this bag here. See, we've got a bunch of little stopper things which we will be putting onto the bottom. Following the instructions, as you can see, following instruction number 2, putting all these little things on the bottom, as well as this optional piece here. Now, this model does come with some optional parts that you don't have to put on yourself, but I will be showing you some of them, like this one now, which again is found in this little bag right here. Let's open this bag up, get out all of the parts we will need. Let's get. I will now cut back to you in a sec once I have got all these parts in and show you what it looks like. As you can see, I'm just putting the last one in now at the front. These just push in. I'll be very delicate around the pieces around it. I see I have attached this optional part here. And there you have it. There's step 2 of building the Boeing Chinook HC Mark 1. Now again, have a quick look as we move on to step 3, which is actually an optional part on the model, as you can see here, which you can use glue for. So as you can see, it sticks onto a part. Here, we will not be doing that. Again, you can, if you want, I will show you the part and what it would look like if you were to attach it. So this part would sit, as you can see on the model, little marking here and here to show you where this part would sit. like so. And this is an optional part and does not have to be put on the model if you do not wish to put it on your model. See if we can get this model back into focus. There we go. Moving on to step 4, so put a couple of antennas on the front of the Chinook, as you can see, like so. So we will be doing that now. As you can see, they come in this little bag here. And small parts, you want to be very delicate with these to not break them. So let's open them up. Now, as you can see, there are a little gap. Get it to come into focus. We have a couple of little holes on the front of this helicopter, which we will be putting these little antennas in. Remembering to be careful so we do not break them. So there's one antenna. And now let's place in the second one. Remember to be careful. Do not want to break these. These are very small detailed parts. Too much force will break them. And there you go. 2 front antenna, which is step 4 of this plane. Helicopter even, I keep saying plane. Moving on to step 5, which is probably the longest one. We have to attach all of these antennas to the side of it here, which I will show you doing one, and then I will cut to them all being completed. Okay, so I've removed all these little tiny antennas from its sprue. I will now demonstrate putting one of them onto the model. See, they've got these little holes. We can get this camera to focus on the helicopter. Push them in. There you go. And you've got to do that 9 times. I've shown you one. I will now cut to the other 9 being done. There you have it, the 9 antennas nicely attached. Oh, I've just knocked off the front antenna. Again, you want to be careful as knocking off the antennas can be very easy. Now, as with these 9, it does come with 3 spares, so if you do break one, it shouldn't be too bad. You do have replacements. Let's put the front antenna back on. There we go, like so. And let's have a look. Let's get into focus. See all the antennas in a row. Let's move on to the next step of this model, which is the rotor blades. We've got front and back rotor blades, which you can tell by the pattern on them, so you know which is for front and which is for back. Don't know if we can get this to pick up. As you can see, these ones here at the front, these ones here are the back. So let's remove the rotor blades from their casing. 3 for the front, 3 for the back, and you're going to want to make sure they're the right way up, as you know they do have a little marking on them. So let's start with the front. Just want to very easily push them in. So there's 1. 2. And 3. Come on, come back into focus. Very easy to put the rotor blades, and as you see, they move, so you can angle them however you want. And we've got to do the same for the back rotors. So going once again, 3 rotors. That should easily just simply push on. It's probably the easiest step of building this helicopter. Okay, once you get it lined up, let's just pushing it on. This one's a little bit stiffer. Turn it again, find it, push it in, and there you have it. That is the helicopter itself fully built. So let's have a look at it now before we put it on its display stand. And as you can see, let's get it back into focus. We have, oh, I've knocked off the front antenna. Again, really easy to. We have Royal Air Force livery on it. Tons of details. Look how nice the detail is. BN for Bravo November, the name of this plane. It's got tons of details. It's got a serial number of ZA718. Around again. Moving antennas. Not antennas. Rotors. Tons of antennas on it. At the back we have a movable landing gear. Not landing gear, landing a rear access ramp. And inside, I don't know if we can see it from here, but it has a very detailed interior as well. Let's see if we can get it to focus. With the lighting, a little bit difficult, but as you will see, there is a very detailed interior, which you can also kind of see through the windows. Let's look at the front. As you can see, in the cockpit, we have a couple of detailed pilots sat nicely in the cockpit as if they were flying the Chinook. Turn it around again. Once again, Royal Air Force, got a little badge, and the serial number plus BN Bravo November. Let's move these rows to a place that I can nicely hold the center and put it down on its helipad landing gear. Again, let's get it back into focus. And we'll start building its stand whilst talking a little bit about the plane itself. Now, as you can see, it has BN for Bravo November, which is the name of a plane that flew, name of a helicopter that flew during the Falklands War for the RAF. Now, let's see, is that all the parts for the stand? I believe it is. Now, this aircraft has a serial number of 7A718, as you saw on the model, and was part of the 18th Squadron of the Royal Air Force and flew during the Falklands War. Now, this is one of 3 Chinooks that were in service during the Falklands War. However, it was the only one to survive the whole time, as they were all on a ship. However, the ship they were on was attacked, and this was the only one to successfully escape, and it landed on the HMS Hermes, which is the design of the helipad aircraft. It's a helipad aircraft carrier, which you can see featured on this display stand. So when it escaped, it landed on this here in real life, and that's why it has that for a display stand. It survived the whole Falklands War, and after the first 2 Chinooks were lost, this was the only heavy lift helicopter that the RAF had during that war. And currently, the real Bravo November is on display at the Royal Air Force Museum Midlands. Now, let's get back to building its display. Display is made up of 3 parts, which I have got here. So we've got part 1, so I have part 1, part 2, and part 3. And these stand pieces just fit together. So one part at the bottom, you will just click this stand on like so. And then once again at the top, we'll just clip on again with a bit of a push, and there you have this part. And then you will take the helicopter, you will turn it around so it's facing. Oh, I've knocked off an antenna. Again, it's really easy to do so, so be very delicate when handling. Lift it up. We place the antenna back in. Now, looking underneath, you will see a little gap here, which will connect onto the stand, like so. There we go. And you can have the stand on it like so, and look at it in all of its wonderful detail. As again, it's got movable rotors, accurate, authentic livery to the time of when it flew during the Falklands War. It's got a helipad from the HMS Hermes from where it landed after its first ship was struck. It's got its registration. It's got the BN. It's got tons and tons of details. And once again, I've knocked off the front antenna. Which I'm now. Once again, that is the helicopter, the Boeing Chinook HC Mk1 Bravo November in 1/72 scale by Forces of Valor. It comes packaged in a nice presentation box, tons of details, movable parts, highly detailed. It's about 21 centimeters by 8 centimeters by 5 centimeters, so a very nice size, and is available now from modelcorner.co.uk.